What's going on, everybody? Eric Bourassa here, and today I want to teach you Thanks a Lot by Third Eye Blind from their 1997 debut album. This is where we really get into the meat of the album, I think. So far, I've done the first 6 tracks. The back half of this album, I think, is where we get some of the best material. Now, as you know, if anyone has seen any of my other videos, I think Third Eye Blind's first album is the greatest rock album ever made, and I stand by it. Lyrically, musically, guitar riffically, everything about it is just 10 out of 10. But I do think Thanks a Lot is one of the standout songs. It's actually kind of hard to play, but we're gonna have some fun with it. It's some really cool guitar parts. And believe it or not, we're in standard tuning. Hey! All right, so let's dive right in. Let's check out the intro. It goes like this. Okay, so what's going on there? This is tough. One of the tougher riffs on the album, up there with Graduate. So we're gonna hit a low E, and then we're gonna have the third finger on the 10th fret of the second string, and you're gonna hit strings 3, 2, and 1 all together. Now, you're gonna leave that third finger there, and then we're gonna add the pinky to the 11th fret of the third string, and then take it off again, and do a down up on those 3 strings. So we got string 6 open, first 3 strings, add the 11, take the 11 off, down up. That's the main kind of gist of what's going on, and then we just have a changing bass note happening underneath each of those. So we go from E to a D at the 10th fret of string 6, and I'm going to use my middle finger. And then the higher notes stay the same. Then we're going to go to a B at the 7th fret of string 6, which is kind of a crazy little stretch that may take some practice. One thing that helps me is I just make it a power chord. So I have 7 on string 6 and then 9 on string 5. And I think it sounds a little bit better that way as well. Then we go to G, just a G bar chord. You're gonna accent kind of the lower 4 strings, and by lower, I mean thicker. Not lower towards the ground, those are the higher strings. Lower towards the ceiling because they're lower in pitch. Okay, so all together we have nice and slow. And on that G, you want to start with an upstroke because of where the beat falls. So up to speed. Actually, that may be a little bit fast. Then we're gonna kick on the distortion, which is way over here. Now we're gonna do a nice, big, thick pick scrape, the meatiest pick scrape I've ever heard. You wanna really dig in on strings 6 and 5 with the side of your pick. And just slowly glissando down the strings. And then we do the riff again. Okay, then when we get into the verse, we're gonna keep the distortion on, and we have this part now. Woo! Okay, so we've got open, plus that 11-10 open again on the first 3 strings. You can just use fingers 1 and 2 if you want for this now, because we don't have to add anything to it. So you're gonna go like down on string 6 and then down up on the highest 3 strings. And then we do this little Hendrixy thing. We're gonna slide from on the 5th string 7 to 9. And then hit either just 7 on the 3rd string or 7 on the 4th string and the 3rd string together. So we got, right? So we're kind of outlining an E minor chord here. Actually, E with a bunch of extra notes. the overall harmony here, you can think E minor, and then to D. And then before we go to this B bar chord at the 7th fret on string 6, there is sometimes the first and the third time on the verse, this little like 9-7-7 on the first 3 strings. It's kind of cool. Let's see. And then you just go down to that G power chord at the 3rd fret with this little fill at the end on the 4th string. So 4 hammers on to 5, and then 4 pulls off to open, right? And then the second time through, we do basically the same thing. But kind of without the extra frills. Okay, so that's the intro and the verses. Then when you get to the chorus, we've got this really cool part. The overall chord progression is D, B minor, and G. That's the chord progression. But we've got all this extra stuff because Kevin Cadigan is awesome, so he does all of this. So we start with a D5 power chord, hit it 4 times, and then on the 5th time, we're going to turn it into a bar chord. Okay, and we're going to strum the bar chord, making sure we're hitting that 2nd string as the highest note. 1st string is blocked, and then you're going to pick the 8th fret on the 2nd string with your pinky, back to 7 on the 3rd string, and then back to the chord, and then down to that B5 power chord to G power chord. And then we get this little fill. So on the 2nd string, we're going 7, up, bend up a half step, release, pull off to E on the 5th fret, then back to 7, raise it up a half step, and then release again. Okay, so the second time through we get you're gonna bend the 5th fret on the 4th string. Try to get a good pinch harmonic on it. So. Right? And then 3rd time, you're back to this. And then we go to A to G. And then we have a really cool drum fill, and then we're back to another verse, another chorus, and then at the end of the 2nd chorus, we do that A to G, and then we get into the guitar solo. Check this out. Okay, so the solo, I'm not gonna teach it with the wah pedal. I performed it with the wah pedal on. You'll have to practice that. But for teaching purposes, my wah pedal's all the way over there, and I'm not gonna mess with it. What we get is this. It's really cool. You're gonna do a slow bend at the 10th fret on the 2nd string. So it's not that. It's you got to really be kind of slow and gradual with that bend. So once again, not this. It's this. So we're going to bend that. When you get to the peak of it, grab 10 with the pinky on the 1st string, and then release back to 10 on the 2nd string. And then we're going to slide down to 7. And then we do a little hammer-on, pull-off trill. And then 9 and 7 on the 3rd string, so. Oh wait, no, that's the end, sorry. And then you're gonna jump to 7 on the 1st string. And after that 7 with some vibrato, 0, 7, 9, 10, 10 on the 2nd string. So here again is all of that. Don't forget your vibrato, very important. Kevin has very good vibrato. I think Joe Satriani probably taught him that. And then we're gonna slide up to 15 on the 2nd string. And then 14, 15 on the 1st string. And then do that trill again. 17 on the 2nd string, 15 on the 2nd string. Resolve to 16 on the 3rd string. So. Then we get this. 14, 16 on the 3rd string, 14, 15 on the 2nd string, 14 on the 3rd string. And then 2 different ways you can play this. We can slide back to 7 on the 2nd string. Which makes sense because that's kind of how we started it. So we have. But instead of going to 7 on the 1st string, you go to 9 on the 1st string, hold it, and then slowly bend it up. And then you actually will hit the open 4th string halfway through and kind of let those unison together. The other way you could play that 2nd half. You could play it there at like 11 and 12. 11 on the 3rd string, 12 on the 3rd string, half step bend, pre-bend. So pre-bend, you're gonna pre-bend the half step, 11, and then release, and then 14, 12 on the 4th string, and then hit 14 on the 2nd string and bend up, right? So all together. I'm messing that up. Anyway, you get the idea. All right, and then we have this little, kind of bridge thing, which is just A to G. I'm one for you, 'cause I know all the dirty things you like to do. Sorry, I still need voice lessons, but I just want you to hear what part that is. So A, G, with some mutes. We're gonna do it 4 times, and on the 4th time, so after that G, you hold that for 2 beats, and then go to the note F sharp on the 6th string, and then we're back to the intro riff clean. And what's really cool is Orion, the bassist, he does this like harmonic in the background over that riff, which is really neat. And I always thought that was like another guitar, but yeah, no, it's the bass. Okay, cool. And then we get to the sa, si, to do, right? And then we're back to the chorus. After that chorus, there's a bass solo. Leading into that bass solo at the end of the chorus. We have that little riff, so it's 3 on string 6, 3, 2, 3, 5, land on a D5. And at that point, Orion on the bass that has a little bass solo, which again I thought was a guitar. Something like that. La da da da, la da da da, da da da. And then we just have the chorus riff a few more times. Anyway, I can't tell if that was a good explanation of this song or if it was totally convoluted. There's a lot going on, so I hope that this has been helpful. If you dig this song, if this lesson was helpful, like and subscribe. And then, of course, in the description below, there's an opportunity where you can get on the list for my guitar course that is going to be coming your way soon. So yeah, jump on the mailing list, and I'll keep you posted on that. So yeah, I'm Eric, and I'll see you guys in the next time.